Lots of new supply is being added in urban core apartment markets all across the country. In some spots, digestion of that new product is going smoothly, and others not so much. How about one of the most active spots across the country, the heart of Dallas? That's our topic today on Apartment Market Dynamics from MPF Research. I'm Greg Willett. The definition of the urban core in any area is going to vary a little bit depending on who you ask. For us, we think of the urban core of Dallas as two submarkets, the in-town Dallas area as well as the Oak Lawn Park Cities area. So we've got downtown in there, but really there's not a whole lot of product that exists truly in the central business district in Dallas. Most of it is a little bit to the north in what is referred to as the uptown area, and then the stock of existing units bleeds over a little bit into the Oak Lawn and Park Cities area. Looking at the total stock in these two submarkets, it's actually fairly small at this point. We've got about 39,000 units in these two submarkets. That's just 8% of the total inventory in Dallas, but that share is growing, and that reflects that during this cycle, deliveries started hitting this urban core area in early 2013, and since then we've added 3,318 units, which is really 24% of the total completions that we've seen in the last year and a half across metropolitan Dallas. Product introduced to date has actually performed pretty darn well, and you're not seeing much impact on the occupancy rates overall in these two submarkets. Right now, the in-town Dallas market is 94.4% occupied, while Oak Lawn Park Cities is 94.8% occupied. Rents are moving up at a pretty healthy pace in Oak Lawn Park Cities, annual increase of about 3%. In the in-town Dallas market, where construction has been a little bit heavier, still some growth, but the growth pace has slowed down in terms of annual change in pricing power, up about 1.5% over the course of the past year. While these numbers are pretty solid, the leasing environment in this urban core area does get meaningfully more competitive as we move ahead, and that reflects that we're really just getting going on this building cycle. So let's look at what's under construction right now. Total underway in the in-town Dallas and Oak Lawn Park Cities area hits 7,432 units. That is a whopping 30% share of the total product under construction in Dallas. Examining the activity another way, those units under construction are set to grow the urban core inventory by a stunning 19% over the next year to a year and a half, and that compares to 5% inventory growth for Metro Dallas overall. Certainly another challenge that we're going to be seeing in the urban core as we try to get these units through the lease-up process is we're not just talking about a lot of units, we're talking about a lot of high-priced units. This is a really high rent sector for new product. The average monthly rent for the new units that are coming online in the Oak Lawn Park Cities area is running right at $2,000, and it's roughly $1,700 in-town Dallas. Now, if you compare that to what you see in the best of the suburbs, that's about a 50% price premium. Pricing for new units averages about $1,300 in Las Colinas, for example, around $1,200 in Plano, and roughly $1,100 in Frisco. Now, certainly, these are not exactly the same environments whenever you look at what's happening in the urban core and what's happening in the suburbs, and folks are not choosing to live in one place or the other simply because of the price comparison. Lifestyle characteristics come into play as well, as does, of course, where any individual household might be working. But these are not environments that maybe are as different as you think they would be. Places like Las Colinas and Plano and Frisco are getting pretty urbanized, and the new product that's coming on stream tends to be mid-rise product, and you are right in the middle of employment hubs with these projects, and certainly these are entertainment areas as well. So you can live that urban-ish sort of lifestyle in some of these upscale suburbs. So again, a competitive environment for the urban core as we're looking at that top-end product. So what do we think is going to happen here? Well, we're fairly optimistic that this product can get absorbed without too much problem here. Occupancy probably will come down a little bit, just reflecting the total volume of product that's going to be in initial lease up. If there's a challenge here, it's going to be on that pricing front. And in fact, we do think that rents at that top end of the market in the urban core, best case probably stabilize, and it wouldn't be at all surprising to see some rent cuts down in that part of metropolitan Dallas as we try and get these new units through initial lease up. Looking to bigger picture, this story that you see in urban Dallas is one that's being repeated in lots of markets across the country. The numbers won't look exactly the same, but it is that same big picture story. Lots of product in the urban core, lots of expensive product coming online in the urban core, which will dampen momentum in those parts of the individual metros, at least in terms of pricing power. So that's our story in urban Dallas. Wrapping it up for this edition of Apartment Market Dynamics from NPF Research. I'm Greg Willett. Thanks for joining us.
Want more? Go deeper with NPF Research's apartment market reports. From a national level, down to individual metros, to specific neighborhoods, NPF Research has been providing unparalleled apartment market intelligence to the multifamily industry for almost 5 decades. Learn more by contacting us at 877-284-4938 or visit www.npfresearch.com and click on Market Reports.